have another special guest in the building. Obviously.
Thank you,
Rosezella.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that for letting me be here.
Yes. Let me tell you about my girl. Okay. I met her years ago, and she's just one of those people you just end up knowing. Like, I think the first time I seen her.
Face though.
Oh, yeah. Both of these beat face. Both of them is sitting right now. I had to put my shades on. I'm like, man, I'm just like looking.
Staring and shit. Right? Nah. Shout out to me, but yeah, tomboys can do it too. All right. But Rosezella, I feel like the first time I ever seen was at a party. It has to be something Nigel Scott Morris based or whatever. And I was just like, yo, this girl is so lit, so turned up, free as hell, didn't care who was watching or what was going on. She was in there turned up, having the time of her life, dancing her little booty off. And I was just like, yes, you better work. Like, she's really somebody that you just really get to know because her energy is just like that. Yeah. Gotcha. And then after that, I seen her paying poetry. I heard her perform, and I was like, yo, this girl is dope. She's real. She is about that life. And here she is today.
So much. I appreciate that. Give me a hug for that.
Oh.
I do.
I want to know more about your poetry.
Give me a hug too.
Yes.
So, but like, what's the basis of your poetry? Like,
my experiences. I'm a storyteller.
Okay.
So anything I go through or feelings that I'm feeling, I write them down and I express them, and I still have not mastered that because it's not easy sharing a story with people. It's not. So but it's definitely storytelling.
Yeah, it's not easy and it's not comfortable. I feel like that's really what it is, because I do spoken word too, but when I tell you I went to Paying Poetry, shout out to Mojo Disco, and every time I went there, I was like, I'm gonna perform. And then I was just like, I'm gonna watch. Cause it's so vulnerable.
It is.
So
Can I tell you my first time performing was at Paying
What was
Poetry.
your first experience?
It was horrible. It was horrible. No, it was. I had the nerve to be drinking. And try to remember my lines. And then when I got up on the mic and remind you, excuse anybody out there, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but this fine man that I was dealing with, feel me, was in the audience, so it made it even worse. I'm like, oh man, they was on point. And I messed up real bad. I walked the stage with my head high, and I went in my little corners. I was like, damn, next time I was like, you gotta do better. But it was a wake-up call for me, if you're gonna take this seriously, then take it seriously. Right. Have a purpose of doing it, and just take it seriously, or you're gonna be looking stupid out here. Right. So, yep, that's the story.
I feel like a lot of artists do that, especially like rappers or spoken word artists. They smoke or they drink right before they
try
perform.
To loosen the nerves.
Right, to get the nerves off, but then it ends up canceling that. Yeah. Because now you're on stage and you're just like, whoa, like everything's hitting me. All of these people are staring at me and whatever. So what do you do to get comfortable in that sense?
I like to breathe. Breathing helps me because my heart will start racing. So I'll just like, let me breathe and talk to myself. Tell myself like, I like to be used like a service. I'm like, yo, let me be a service to someone today, with what I'm doing. If I could be a service to someone with what I'm doing, then it helps me to calm down and know that it's bigger than you. Yeah. Like, you could get out your emotions, you get out your feelings, it's bigger than you. So
what are one of your favorite pieces of yourself?
What would I do before I die?
Okay. So walk us through that one.
Yeah, I was about to say, walk us through that one. Give us some of what that's about.
I was in a car accident, and it wasn't like bad, horrible, but I was in a car accident, and I was on a bike, but I was angry. I was carrying my emotions with me. I was upset, trying to reach up to someone, whatever, and boom, the car hit me, flipped over, hit my knee really bad, and that's when I got the knee injury. And so that experience showed me that, like, I could write this story, but this story was real. I really had these thoughts like, what if I did die? Right. What did I leave here? What was my legacy? And if I did, it makes you really think. Like, we don't have forever. We all perishable. Yeah, that's what we forget, and that's why I'm so nonchalant about a lot of things, and a lot of things I just like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I just rub a lot of stuff off, and I just don't put myself too much in this world because I'm perishable. And if knowing that, I'm gonna be very gentle with myself. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm gentle with myself, then I expect the same from other people. And if they're not gentle like I am with myself, then they don't belong around me.
And your energy.
Yeah, you know. So.
Right. That's
no, but that's being, you know, protecting your energy, protecting your territory. Because, like you said, life is short.
Yes.
Like I just realized for the first time in my 29 years how short life is when my friend passed away.
Okay.
Recently he passed away, and he was an upcoming photographer, like, and I remember his journey. That was the thing. So like, and I guess me really seeing that firsthand, like, here we are, we were both just meeting up and talking about what we're going to do and the networking, watching his growth literally within months. And then probably a few weeks ago, he passed away. So, and it was something that just literally came out of nowhere almost. So it was kind of like, damn, like, here I am, like, kind of almost squandering away certain things. And we all think, like, well, I have time to do this, I got time to do that.
Right.
And just that fast. You don't have to
take it away.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the first time, this has been the first time I can truly say I can appreciate certain things. Like my journey and, you know, what I've been through and like where I'm going, and just trying to enjoy the moment of the now versus like, you know, letting, you know, depression and all these things take over you.
I'm glad you brought that up.
It's the first time,
The depression, because we was talking about that earlier. I feel like that can be like our theme tonight, because everyone's talking about it.
Theme every
so
night.
get into your project. Get into what you got coming up.
Okay, so I have a fundraiser event, but it's for my spiritual intervention community development program. It's called Chalk Heroes, and the reason why I created Chalk Heroes is because there's been many times I have been really low, like I mean low, like I mean like homeless, I mean like scammed, I mean like no food, eating potatoes, like it's been really hard days and nights for me, and I've been in the streets where like, okay, where's this inspiration coming from? Like the streets don't feed you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to feed the streets. Like I grew up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in the system. Like I know what it is to be looked at and be like, oh, because how I grew up or because of my situation, she's gonna be this, she's gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? And to prove that wrong to myself, not even anyone but
people
to myself.
People have low expectations of you.
Growing up, when you grew up in the system, like I was from when I was born, I was put in the system to foster care off the back in a group home. Like soon as I was like, it was no family, no nothing. So I grew up in the streets, and no one ever told me this, but as I grew up, I knew that people expected that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I understood that, and that's why I just created this, because I felt like we need something. We have to heal as people. Like how many, like we went through centuries of slavery, of oppression, suppression, being marginalized. Like we've been through it all, and we need healing. And I'm the type, I don't like to talk the talk. I like to talk and walk. Shout out to the Migos. Like I like to walk and talk it. Like it's no, I'm gonna talk it. I'm gonna walk this shit too. And I felt like I have joined the conscious community. I have tried to be a part of this community. And I have tried to be a part of people that's uplifted and sage and crystal, that shit. But they just talking. That's the problem. They're just talking. And they're just buying crystals. And they're just buying sage. And they're just buying copper. If I see another copper on you, I might just have to take it and choke it with it. Because
what does the copper mean?
The copper is energy. Copper is used to...
electricity.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, it's an extremely important material, you know, and I have my own little copper piece wrapped around my crystal, and I do wear mine as well. But I'm talking and walking. So you want to come at me, just know that I'm doing the work too in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's important to me, that I can talk my shit and do my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I do the work in the streets, and that's what the problem. We need to do the work in the streets. Stop talking about it and stop looking at the people that are not conscious and judging them. When you're just only talking. And because your talk sound good, you think you're better, and you're not. You know, and that's the division between us right now. I can work with people that are not conscious because I'm not looking at them as unconscious. They have their own reality to deal with. They have their own consciousness. I have no right to judge their consciousness and what they know and what they're awoke of. They may be woke about things that I have no clue to. Some people is more woke to a street hustle than I am. and they make their living, and they make thousands in bands, and they go down south and they flip that shit and buy a house and condo. That's a different type of woke. That's
so what's,
that I want to know
what's
too.
woke? Let's break down woke. Let's break down
Exactly.
woke for the people, because I feel like in my my sense of woke is just like being knowledgeable and being open to experiencing other people's experiences.
See,
That's what I feel like it's supposed to be. But I feel like at some point or another it becomes, oh, I have this third eye. People don't know what the third eye means. And I only eat vegetables and berries and nuts, and I'm better than you because I'm closer to a higher being or whatever it may be. Like, I feel like there's energy all over. Whether you're religious or not, you can still be spiritual and you can still be quote unquote woke. You just have to be open to other people's experiences, like I said.
Like, my idea of woke has always been like self-awareness. Because once you know, like, at least have an idea of who you are, whether it's negative or not, you know you're walking in your truth first off. And then people understand that, and they don't understand, like, let me walk in my truth then. Whatever that may be. So it's like you understanding how the way the world works because you understand yourself. That's what I thought woke, like, for me, that's what woke is. Like, I understand the way things affect me, and I'm aware of that. And so now I can say and tell someone else, like, yo, your childhood probably is what led you to this. Because I know what led me to this. You know what I'm saying? That's my idea of woke, you know, because it's not to persuade anybody else, like you said, to understand and see things from your point of view, because everyone's going to have their own point of view. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like 80% or 8 times out of 10, it's gonna be your childhood. Like, we've gone through the same way. I feel like we were talking about earlier that people are still, you know, traumatized from slavery and all the injustices that happened in like the 50s, 60s, and it was a lot of years. It's like every
they said trauma
decade,
is actually genetic too.
You
know, people don't realize that
because you are feeling the pain of your
Yeah.
ancestors, honestly. But I feel like, granted, every generation has its own really big thing that happens. Their really big struggle that happens. But I feel like we have come a long way. So, like you were saying, we do need to heal. We not necessarily to forget, but how do we get past that pain? How do we get past that pain instead of lingering it? Because it was a lot, though. It was a lot. Like, I was watching Detroit. There's a movie called Detroit. And I think I don't know whether it was back in the day or recent, whatever. I was a little lit when I was watching it. But it was more so about like police brutality and stuff like that. So like there was a scene where he was just flat out killing them, and he would, you know, pretend, like, not tell the other people whatever, like he beat them, he did this and I had them lined up, a whole bunch of black people lined up, and this one white cop was just killing all of these black men and for nothing, and then, you know, covering it up. And I remember the first time in the movie that he did shoot and kill somebody, some other cop, I guess like an FBI agent, whatever, brought him into the office and was just like you murdered that kid, like, what are you talking about? He was just like, I'm just doing my job. And I'm like, but do you know they are told to shoot to kill? They're told to shoot to kill. That's part of their.
We've all, like, both races have been programmed differently.
There you go. So that's very true.
That's just what it is.
How, and I always had a question about that. How do you reverse teaching people hate? Because that's what they're going through. That's why all the school shooters is in white schools. You hear that? Because the white kids are going through that generational hate that's in their blood. They don't even know how to handle themselves. Let's be real. They've been taught hate. Now they don't know. Now they don't know their head from their ass. And they start hating them. Then they end up hating themselves the most, and they want to kill other people.
And then there's culture shock too, because I promise you, if we go to like what is Wisconsin or wherever they're
working Chickachu,
the opposite of Wakanda, we are gonna be culture shocked. Like we're gonna see white people, white people, like really Caucasian people, and when they come here, they're just like, whoa, like, what is all of this flash? What is all of this melanin? What is all of this hair? Like, how is this on your head?
It's like going to China.
Big culture shock. There's a big culture shock.
Going to China, they're like that too. They're like,
but so my thing is, yes, there's a culture shock or whatever, and there's a sense of we should have community, and I feel like Black people don't have enough sense of community within each other, where we're bouncing resources off of each other, and we're telling each other we love each other, and just walking down the street.
I just said this the other day, though. I said Black people are afraid to talk to each other, and that comes from the trauma. Like, you know, you don't want to talk to the house because
they put us against each other.
They put us against each other. So now we literally don't even know how to communicate with each other. You notice you don't walk into a Black establishment. There is no, hey guys, how you doing? There's not. It's like we're scared to speak to each other. And then like if it's a white person, they're quick to be like, hey, you need anything?
Girl.
And I don't think it's just fair that they're white, but I think it's fair that we're Black and we don't know how to talk to each other.
We've been taught to be more comfortable around white people, to make them feel comfortable. That's what we've been taught. And I want to touch on the woke as well. Basically, but mushing what both of y'all said together, I would definitely say woke is just being aware of yourself, like breathing. Like me right now, knowing that I'm breathing, I'm woke. Like, and that's all that matters right now. Knowing I'm talking to y'all right now, I'm woke. That's all that matters to me right now. Like, I'm not thinking about the past, present, or future. You know what I'm saying? So I really think what we all said definitely mean that. And there was something else you had said I wanted to touch on as well, but it'll come back to me in a few minutes.
How do you implement that into your poetry?
Oh, every time I perform, I feel like I feel it. Like I feel like I go back to that moment. I stay woke in my purpose. That's how I could put that. I constantly try to remember my purpose so that I am woke, and I know that, like I said, it's bigger than me. You know, so being woke is something that it's hurtful as well. It's painful being woke.
Do you feel like you speak like, so when you do your poetry, like, do you feel like you need to have a message every time, or is it more of, I just want to tell my story?
I battle with that. I just want to tell a story that's not relatable. Or I just want to have a poem
like
that's
a fictional.
And I can't do it. It don't come out the same way because I need to feel it. I need to feel it, and if I don't feel it while I'm performing it, I feel like people won't feel it.
I agree with that, because even when I'm hosting shows, well, no, I'll take it back. Like, I've always been funny or whatever. I never really knew I was funny, but people used to say, they used to tell me I was funny. So the times that I tried to be funny, like tried to tell a joke, it was always just like, it
come out. And
then I had somebody tell me, shout out to my friend Jeffrey, he was just like, you're more funny when you don't try to be funny. So honestly, the way I host, the way I just am, is just me. Like, I don't write anything down. I don't think about it. I just live. Like, I just be. So if I go into a show, don't think that I prep. Don't think that I talk to myself or did anything. Like, I literally just got on the mic and was just like, what's good? And that's just me. Like, that's just what it is. But what I was saying earlier, so the difference between having a sense of community and also appreciating other people's cultures, like, how do we do that? Like, I feel like we need to find that balance, and that way we could counteract the hate with the love. And that's why we gotta understand each other. But it is so hard because there's so many people in this world. You know what I'm saying?
And like, my biggest thing is just, I feel like as Black people, we need to learn to love each other first, and then start working our way outside. You know, everybody's like, you know, when they see, like, say, like, interracial couples and stuff like that, everything's like, you know, well, what happens to the unity? And it's like, unity can come next. You know what I mean? Because it's like, we don't have unity within our own community, and when we keep allowing everyone else outside to influence us almost, it's just like, we're gonna always be in this weird space where we're trying to move forward, but we're also moving backwards because we're not all on the same page. At least that's how I look at it. Like, you know, that's why I'm not okay with certain things. Like, it's not to say that I'm not okay with interracial coupling and things like that, but I just feel like it's so much of the situation where they don't understand yet. We don't even understand why we're doing what we're doing. Like, you know, we don't understand. Like, a lot of, you know, say, like, Black men, they don't understand why they keep going for the light-skinned curly hair girl. They don't get it. It's because you've been programmed to feel like that's what's beautiful. Until you can get to that point of understanding, then, like, I don't want to hear the, oh, it's just love and love is love. Nah. It's not love.
She's so passionate about it.
No,
I am. Like,
you know,
when I said the other day, I was like, the only interracial couple I was okay with was the Save the Last Dance. Because sis was in the hood. She got out of her comfort zone. she was woke. They threw her in with us, like, and she was really there. Like, went to school, like, you know, so she had no choice to kind of be a part of what is understand the struggle, one, and not just say, oh, I understand about watching it. No, you was living it. She was out there. She had to fight, and like, she was living it, right? She had cornrows. She was in the, she learned how to, you know, but like she really was in the, whether she liked it or not on this gentrification shit. Like, she was really in the hood. So that type of situation I can appreciate versus, you know, black men get put on, get some money, and then now you want to tell me you in love.
Yeah, because you feel like it's more so you are abandoning your community. As
we're not good enough for you anymore, so let me
accepting somebody else.
They say that the black woman is the most bitter person right now. And, and I keep hearing
because we're the most unattractive.
Yeah, and I keep hearing that, and I feel like the reason why we're the most unattractive is because we focus on our physical so much instead of adding value to ourselves as a woman. I feel like we focus on, I'm telling you, like, I ever wrote a post about this last year. They want us to focus on our body so we can lose our mind. And this has been the formula for the longest. This been the formula. This been the formula for the longest. Train the body up to get strong and make the mind weak. This is nothing new to us. They're just doing it in different ways. So they're saying, you know what? Get that ass. Get them titties. Pay that 5 stacks for them new titties. Get that, you know, focus on that. Get in that gym, girl. Your job is to be a fitness trainer on Instagram and nothing else. That's your job. And do that. Work on that body. And then that's it. And don't read, don't read the James Baldwin book, I'm Not a Negro. Don't read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book so that you can change your mind and create 5 assets for your family. If the woman is weak, the man is weak, and the whole foundation is done. That's it. If the woman is weak, if the woman don't know how to create her own assets and the man don't know either, it's done. The woman is the one that gets to teach the man anyway. You know what I'm saying? They may have their own things they could teach us, but we have way more universes that inside of us. I'm so tired of hearing, I just heard a new Nicki Minaj song, I swear I'm gonna throw up. I'm so tired of hearing us talk and brag about our pussy. They want us to only brag about that and forget that this shit can birth a new nation. That's really what the power is. But they don't want us to know that. You know what I'm saying? We keep talking about how wet this shit is, how fat, you know, how wet it is, how tight it is, all that. You know what I'm saying? But
which is true, but still.
That's not your business.
But it's not your business. And we have, this is for a bigger purpose than that. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely do think like that. I feel like sex got really watered down and too accessible, and too just like porn is so commercialized and just shit like that. Just
I had
so
to stop. I said I can't do any more of the porn. I said you're teaching me things I don't
really
want to know.
watch porn and I don't even know. I don't know.
I'm just gonna.
But I do agree with that. Like it's fun and it's like whatever. But I feel like like it's for procreation. Like people forget. I think
more so just having a handle on the power of it. Because, you know, it is fun, like you said, but, you know, you got to, like you said, without the understanding of how powerful it is, too, you really are just going to be put out here, like, not knowing what to do with yourself, like, not being able to use your sexuality.
Don't get me wrong, girls. Don't get me wrong. Get it in before your shit loose. Before your shit loose and drop. I'm get it in, girl. Cause I be getting it in. Believe that. Believe that.
So I'll tell you one thing. Like Janet Jackson was always an inspiration for me because I saw how she used her sexuality for power.
Right, and she dominated those men.
Taurus woman. Woo! Taurus, that boom, baby.
But she tied
up, baby, that boom.
Let me tell you.
Shout out to my Taurus ladies.
I used to love watching her live shows because it just always, and like that was something that just did something to me too. Like I always felt like, damn, there's so much power in being a woman. She was the first person I felt like, damn, it's so much power in being a woman, especially a black woman. Like, geez, look at that sensuality. The way she would just walk over to your wedding, and she just knew how to command. Had these niggas crying. That's a power that we don't know how to possess anymore.
You
I definitely
about
think
that.
like that. I definitely think
right
like
about that.
Because Janet Jackson, between Tiana Taylor, Janet Jackson,
she brought it back. I won't lie. She did bring it back, but we don't even understand. A lot of people don't even get it.
They don't know yet.
They don't know.
Not yet. Okay. But there was this one Janet Jackson video where she climbed this really thing. He looked like he was 7 feet and some shit. And he was so shaking. He was like, and she was just like, and he was just like, oh my God.
Do you use your poetry to seduce men?
I have not yet. I can't get it, and that's me, part of my healing process. I have to be open enough to even talk about men in that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to share these stories, and I do write my own little poems about some things, but I don't share it publicly because it's me still getting comfortable with that, even that side of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's a big thing. Let him know, like, yeah, he stuck his big thing in me and made my volcano erupt, and I was on top with the tough.
Yes, for the volcanoes erupting.
You know, like that's
true.
You feel me?
It's all about getting comfortable, like really being comfortable. Like that's a big thing.
Because I'm so serious with my poetry, so to go to that side is kind of like I have to really find that balance.
So, what's your favorite things to talk about within your poetry?
I would say I have about 5 main poems. Like, because I write, but I perfect it and I perform the same thing until everyone knows that I did that. Right. Yeah. So I'm like that, like an artist, like a song, or they'll perform the same song, you know, over until everybody knows. But I would say my first one I ever wrote, 2 years. It took me 2 years to write this poem. It's called Be Lack. It's about being a black woman, and I knew I was brainwashed. I felt like I was hurt. I was so hurt. I stood on my stoop at 6 in the morning and I didn't go to sleep. I was hurt that I was brainwashed to think that I wasn't beautiful. Brainwashed to even get a perm, because my shit was nice in high school. You feel me? And up until 16, I had to get that creamy correct. You know what I'm saying? So those things anger me. The brainwashing, told I wasn't being beautiful, not seeing women of me in the media, knowing that religion was used to justify slavery. Like everything I believed in, I didn't believe in no more. I didn't go to church no more. Like I didn't know anything no more. Like I was
reset.
Yeah, I was hurt, I was angry, I was upset, and I wrote poems that wasn't angry, but I wrote poems that were very aggressive. And I performed it aggressively. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I got on the Deezus tour and the Rosezellaa tour. I used that poem to get on that tour. And she's funny. I'll give you a little bit.
Okay.
I performed this one in a while. Let's say it's my first poem. Okay. Okay.
You ain't gotta love me